We have to get out of our ego, get out of our shell, and actually start collaborating. But now that we are in this day and age, you need to collaborate better, you need to collaborate more efficiently, and you need to collaborate faster. And therein comes in AI-powered collaboration. And people don't even understand that AI-powered collaboration has two benefits. There's a front benefit and a back benefit, or a forward benefit and a behind benefit. But it has multiple benefits. On the front end, you're able to collaborate, leverage the expertise and influence and abilities of other people, put it all into the system, and the system starts crunching it for you and putting it together into something that's powerful and can beat out your competitors. And then you can submit that to the government agency and get that contract or grant. But then on the back end, AI-powered collaboration also helps you to leverage those same resources, those same people, that same process to build out products that you can now sell to the public. Welcome to the Contracts Collab podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Coach Ogo Okweme, and thank you so much for joining us in this thought-provoking podcast where we're going to break down the strategies that you can use to maximize your influence, your impact, and your income over the next 12 months. We are breaking down the strategies, the exact strategies that large corporations have used for years to impact their communities and build their revenue streams to the $1 billion mark. We're going to show you exactly how you can leverage contracts and grants from the government and other funding agencies to blow your business up, blow your impact up, not to mention maximize your income and revenue sources, and actually start to build something we like to call the infinite profit and wealth plan. So stay tuned, grab your notes, grab your pen, because you're going to want to write this down. Welcome. So today I want to talk to you about something that is so near and dear to my heart. Let me be honest with you guys. It's been a long road coming. It's been a long road coming. When I first started in the contracts and grants landscape, I didn't even realize that's what I was doing. As a fresh graduate, as someone who just wanted to get a job, all I was concerned about is how to make more money. When I first got into my career, I'm a systems engineer, for those of you that don't know. I started off with thinking I'm going to become a medical doctor. God had a different path for me. But I'm grateful for the path that I went because it allowed me to get exposure to a lot of things and landed me in a very unconventional position after graduation. So as I got my first job, I was just more so concerned about making more money, to be honest with you. That's all I wanted to do, make more money. And I started to do work with government agencies as an employee. I didn't like that. Too slow for me. Way too slow. You guys that work in the government, you know. It is slow, snail's pace in there. I'm a very go, let's get it type of person. So the environment just didn't work for me. So I left working for the government to then going to work for certain corporations, trying to, of course, grow the ranks just on the dollar side. And just as a side note, don't ever pursue anything just on the basis of money, because I'm telling you, you're going to hate it at some point. At some point, the money won't motivate you enough. At some point, you will burn out, you will be tired, and you will ask yourself, well, how is it that I got to this point and I don't even feel fulfilled anymore? That is what happens when you chase dollars instead of impact. And that is one of the biggest messages you want to take away from our podcast and any episode that we give you. So even in the working world, that's what I was doing, and it was not working. Eventually, I realized, no, I want to do work that matters to me. I want to do work that fulfills me. So I started to now get into project management and engineering, even though my degree wasn't in it. One of my first positions, it was with Johns Hopkins, is as a health systems engineer. And that's taking my love for bio, my love for technology, and meshing it all together into this space where now I can come into healthcare corporations and I can help them move things forward. I can help them improve the lives of patients. And that's when I started to see myself flourish. That's when I started to see, I have a passion for this. But something I didn't notice is that a lot of the work we were doing was funded by the government or other funding agencies. I just saw it as my job. I just saw it as we're coming in to improve things. We're coming in to do this. I went from Hopkins to working for other healthcare corporations like Kaiser Permanente, United Health. And these are big, large companies. But the consistency, or the consistent thing that I didn't realize at the time, but now that I'm looking back, I realize it is a lot of the work that we were doing was funded by government contracts and grants. And I was like, interesting. So eventually, when I started to realize that this work is funding my company, it's funding my employer, There was a day, let me drop some tea for you guys. There was a day that I actually discovered the invoice for the work I was doing. And that was the day that changed my life. I discovered the invoice of the work I was doing. And on there, it said billable rate, $365 an hour. My mouth hit the floor. My mouth hit the floor. Wait, you're billing for me at $365 an hour, but you only paying me $35 an hour? Where's the difference? Where's the rest of that money going? And you can't tell me it's benefits, because the benefits weren't that great. That's like all profit right there. So I'm like, how is it that this big company is making this type of money on the work that I'm doing? But those are the days, that's the moment that my eyes opened and I'm like, okay, there is a space where my work does have a higher level of value than what I am currently receiving. And then a lot of us, we have to understand that. We have to start to open up our eyes that a lot of what we've been doing, there is a higher level of value that these funding agencies and government agencies are willing to pay for what you're doing. And we just don't know it. We are almost doing ourselves a disservice by not exposing us to that realm. But it's not their job to expose you to that realm. It's your job to find that information out and to seek it out and to pursue it. So I don't care if your business is only 1 year old, 2 year old, 3 year old, or you're still working as an employee. Your mindset should always be, how do I take what I'm doing to make sure that I am maximizing it at the highest level possible? I know the topic for today is around AI powered collaboration and why you need to maximize that. And I'm going to get there. Hang on with me. There's a point I want to make that's really going to make that part of the conversation hit home. So I also had a conversation with someone who wanted me to kind of expose them to the path that I took. She's a student, and God bless her heart for reaching out, because a lot of us don't have the guts to reach out to people that are doing what we want to do. So she reached out to me and she talked to me and she said, "Oh, I want to be a social worker. I want to get into social work type work. I want to help the community." But let's be real. Social work doesn't make money. Social workers don't make money. I'm thinking about getting into policy, thinking about getting to other spaces where I can actually command. And she was being honest. She wanted to make at least $200,000 a year. That's what she wanted. And I told her, you know what? The biggest mistake you're making is looking at what the position pays and not the power of what you're doing pays. You're looking at the position, the job title. That's what they pay. They pay a maximum for that job title. But the impact that you're able to make as a social worker, as someone who is working to impact your community, there is no dollar limit to that. And I explained to her that I have partners that generate $1 billion a year doing the same thing social workers do. The difference is they are in a position where they could command higher dollar amounts, and they're not asking for people to give them money or asking for them to give them a salary. At that point, you command your own salary. I tell everybody at this point, I am unemployable. I can come in as a consultant and do some things here and there, but to tell me to go back to being an employee and just taking a fixed salary for a long period of time is almost impossible at this point, because I've gotten so used to paying myself my own salary. And that is the power you guys are able to do when coming into a space like this. So now, why does this matter? Because your mindset around what we expose you to is going to be the biggest asset to helping you succeed in this space. And when you know that you want to maximize your ability to make power, impact, influence, to transform the lives of other people, transform your communities, we see the issues. You guys come at me and you tell me about these issues all the time. And you want to do the work, but you don't want to be paid the salaries. You want to be paid more. That's why I say, okay, now it's time to leverage the power of contracts and grants. But you have to do it right. You have to do it the right way. You have to utilize the tools that are available to you that, to be honest with you, 10 years ago, if someone wanted to get in this space, the same tools are not available to them. So you have to position yourself to be able to maximize that. And you have to look at this as an investment in your infinite profit path. If you're going to make infinite profit, infinite income, You're going to have to position yourself in order to be able to maximize it. So step one in maximizing that is taking advantage of AI-powered collaboration. What is AI-powered collaboration, Ogo? Let me explain. So AI-powered collaboration, we're going to break it up into two parts. What is AI-powered and what is collaboration? If you've been watching my episodes, you know that I've already talked to you at length about the power of collaborating. Collaborating in its most basic and fundamental term means instead of me being so selfish and so egotistic and thinking that I really can do this on my own, that I am the most smart, expert, or best person for the job, I humble myself and I say, you know what? The best way to get this done is to collaborate with people who know more than me, who have more expertise than me, and who have more resources than me. And this is what large corporations do all the time. And that's what you all don't realize. A lot of you are thinking that, oh, these companies are so big because they were go, 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 go. You hear the stories, founders and business owners that they were like so into their business, into the first 10 years, they eat, sleep, breathe their company. And that's how they blew up. No. There is a part of those stories that people are not telling you, that people are not showing and not exposing. Look, let me break it down for you. We remember the beginnings of Amazon. We remember the story of Amazon. We see how it has flourished. But if I tell you that Amazon Prime service and you being able to order whatever in 2 days is not the moneymaker for them, you'll be shocked. It's not the moneymaker. It's probably the money loser. Because I have people that work at Amazon. I have friends. I have business partners. They do work with Amazon. The part of the Amazon that we see is not the part that makes them the most money. That's the part they use to grow their public influence so that people can see what they're doing. And once that reputation was built, guess where they took it? They took it to the government and they said, hey, we are able to do this for you. We have these types of services, these types of products. And what makes Amazon the most money right now is their government contracts. And Amazon is so integrated into the government with the services that it's providing and helping the government to achieve that I don't even think if the government wanted to get rid of Amazon, I think the government would collapse. And that's my theory. That's my theory, y'all. That's my theory. I think if the government wanted to get rid of all of their Amazon contracts, the government would collapse. But I want you to understand the fact that Amazon built their influence in public space first so that they could have as much influence as they could in order to approach an entity like the government, in order to get dollars from the government, to work for the government, to do work with the government. There's a tactful strategy for this. And I'm sure they had to collaborate along the way. Amazon does not do work in a silo. It does not do work in a silo. And even with the corporations that I work behind the scenes with, the last contract I worked on, it was a 10-year, multi-billion-dollar contract. There were at least 16 companies on that contract. And I was like, you know what? I don't understand why us as an organization, we're a multi-billion-dollar organization. Why do we need other people on this contract? And someone explained it to me. And just for you guys to know, this is the last contract I worked on before I went into business. Someone explained it to me. They said, Ogo, there's no way we can win without our partners. Oh, that's a word. That needs to be a t-shirt. There's no way we can win without our partners. And I was like, wow, really? So yeah, you can't do it all yourself. You have to have people in strategic places with strategic skill sets supporting your core skill set. And together we come together and showcase to the government that not only do we have a more powerful product or service, we have more influence, we have more ability to get it done. We are less risky to them so that if anything happens, we can still keep the work going. So that is the power of collaboration. And for those of you that are trying to get into the space, or maybe some of you that have been trying, but you have not been winning contracts or grants and you're struggling, you probably need to audit your collaboration strategy. If I look at your application and your company is the only one on there, don't know if you're going to win. If I look at what you said you're going to do and I didn't see you bring any partners to the table, I don't know if you're going to win. Let me be honest with you. And that's having worked in the government as an employee, worked with corporations who work with the government, and now in my own company, working with government agencies. You're not going to win. So that is the necessity of collaboration. But collaboration has been around for years. It's just small businesses that struggle the most with being able to do it. We have to get out of our ego, get out of our shell, and actually start collaborating. But now that we are in this day and age, you need to collaborate better, you need to collaborate more efficiently, and you need to collaborate faster. And therein comes in AI-powered collaboration. So what is the AI-powered portion of the collaboration strategy? The AI-powered portion is where you now use AI-powered tools that are going to help level the playing field. Because even if, let me be honest with you, even if you and I got together and we said we're going to work on a contract together, and we said we're going to go after this opportunity, we're going to go do this, we're going to do that, we're still at a disadvantage because guess what? In that larger company, they have 10, 15, 20 people working on that contract or grant proposal, and you don't. They have experts that they pay $150,000, $200,000 a year that are bringing their expertise to the table. Most of us don't have access to that. Most small businesses can't even pay those type of salaries. So in order to circumvent or to work around the fact that you have limitations in your resources, you have limitations in your manpower, you can't only do but so much as a small business or a team of small businesses. That's why you're going to need an AI-powered collaboration platform that's going to now help you to take your expertise, my expertise, and the expertise of those who know and understand government contracting and grants and what needs to be seen by these agencies in order for you to win. Put all of that into a platform that makes collaborating faster, easier, and more powerful. When I show people in our demo days, and if you have not registered for a demo day, you need to go register for a demo day ASAP, because demo day is going to blow your mind. It's a mind-blowing experience. A lot of people doubt me when I say it, and they're like, Ogo, my mind has been forever changed. And I'm like, yeah, it should be, because the way you're running your business right now is only going to get you but so far. If you want to keep up with the big guys, the big boys, you're going to have to work smarter. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. And we built this AI-powered collaboration system in order to amplify your ability to do more with less. And when we show you how we can take one sentence, one idea, and blow it up into a multi-million-dollar program that the government wants to fund, a multi-million-dollar program that corporations want to back you up on, I'm not joking. And you can ask some of our past clients and our current members. They are floored. They are like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know this was possible. I have people in our community, they write grants and contracts for a living. And they tell me, Ogo, your system, this collaboration process, game changing. Changing the game, literally changing the game for small businesses. The last demo day we had, I was even shocked. We had a county councilwoman in the audience, and she literally said in the chat box, she said, this is going to be game changing for small businesses. This takes the pressure off of small businesses having to have everything, having to know everything, having to have all the team members, having to have everything. But because now, Ogo, your system helps them to do what they couldn't do before, out of this world. And people don't even understand that AI-powered collaboration has two benefits. There's a front benefit and a back benefit, or a forward benefit and a behind benefit. I don't know what the technical term is. Pre-benefit, post-benefit. But it has multiple benefits. On the front end, you're able to collaborate, leverage the expertise and influence and abilities of other people, put it all into the system, and the system starts crunching it for you and putting it together into something that's powerful and can beat out your competitors. And then you can submit that to the government agency and get that contract or grant. But then on the back end, AI-powered collaboration also helps you to leverage those same resources, those same people, that same process to build out products that you can now sell to the public, to continue to build out your public influence so that you can be making revenue while you're waiting on the agency to make their decision, but then you're still building your public presence the same way Amazon did. So that by the time the government's now giving you contracts and grants, they see what you're doing and they're like, wow. They're like, what? You know, one of the most powerful things that I have learned being in this space, people, agencies, politicians, government people, just anyone, companies, business leaders, they respect you more when they know you have the power to make impact happen no matter what. A lot of people look at me, they're like, Ogo, but it's not guaranteed, or how do you know you're gonna win? What if you don't win? What if it's a waste of time and a waste of your effort, because it still takes time, it takes resources. First, let me stop you there. Sis, take a breath. Let me stop you there. If your goal is to make impact, then you don't need to be asking yourself, what if I don't win? You're asking yourself the wrong question. You're already setting yourself up to not be successful. Let me be honest with you. And I'm not talking to you guys as if I haven't talked to myself about this, because me and God had literally my morning devotions. It wasn't even a morning devotion. It was like on my drive home. I don't know where I was coming from. On my drive home, God had to check me, snatch the edges, even though my edges, they're not a little fuzzy right now, and that's okay. On my hair care journey, where you don't need to have slathered edges to look put together. But God literally had to check me. And he said, if all you ever think about is winning that contract or grant, then you've missed every opportunity that laid in front of you. If all you ever think about is winning that contract or grant, what if I don't win? If that is the only thought in your mind, then you have missed the multiple revenue streams that God has embedded into the process. And you need to think about that. Let that marinate. If all you think about is whether I win or I don't win, then you have missed all the ways that God wants you to use that one opportunity to impact your community and to also make multiple streams of revenue along the way. And I was like, wow, I didn't even realize that. Let me break it down for you. Let me break it down. And this is why y'all need to get into our demo days and why you need to leverage AI power collaboration. Think about it. When you watch a TV commercial, right? And you see them selling toothpaste or something, and they say, oh, this is dentist approved, orthodontist approved. A team of orthodontists got together and they developed this product and it's trustworthy. None of us have ever met those orthodontists. None of us have ever met them dentists. None of us has ever met anyone on that team that made that product, but we in line to buy it. We jump up and we are ready to buy it. That is the power of a collaborative front. It gets people to trust you more. Not to mention, it's not only the fact that it's an orthodontist that has approved this product and put the seal on the product. Not only is it a team of orthodontists that have approved this product or put a seal on this product, they are very tactful with making sure that they are showcasing to you that the people with the most expertise and ability to teach you about your teeth came together to build this product. And therefore, you now want to buy this product because they came together to build it for you. You got to understand how we consume things as human beings. We are all the same. Forget our position. Forget that they work in a government agency or they're a politician. We are still humans. And human psychology will always be human psychology. So now, when it comes to government contracts and grants, if you are coming together with experts in the field, you're trying to put together a mental health program, a youth empowerment program, a gender violence program, a homelessness program, whatever type program you're trying to put together, because that's one of the biggest issues in your community. And now you see a contract or grant available to help you solve that issue. If you now come together with the experts who know what needs to be done, and then you turn around to the community and say, hey, look what we created. Hey, look at this program. Hey, look at all the team members that came together to put this together for you. You don't think the community would be lined up like, oh, wait, what? We naturally do it with ordinary day-to-day products. How much more the contracts and grants that y'all are going after? We have to think as business owners, leverage these strategies. This is what corporations have been doing for years. For years. So first, Amazon built your trust with a public presence, built their trust with a government presence, and they turned around and now use the government presence to continue building more trust with you. Because guess what? You trust Amazon even more because they work with the government. Soon as someone says, I work with the government, you're like, wait, what? And not only are they saying it, but they are actually showcasing it. You see their work. You see what's going on in the community. Why do you think a lot of corporations like to sponsor events and they like to have their banner out and things when things are happening in the community? Because that community presence is the truth factor for why we continue to trust them. If we don't see what you say you're doing, we don't trust you. And corporations know it. And that's why they are leveraging these channels, and y'all are sitting back, not even trying to do what they're doing. And all of the resources are available to you. And we have made it even easier. If I have not said get into demo day, I'm going to say it again. Get into demo day. It is so critical. It's so critical for you. So now the other part about it is, think about it. Now that you have leveraged partners and experts and corporations that want to work with you, because that's part of what comes with our community, we're allowing you to leverage the expertise of all these other people. You're now able to build more revenue streams on top of that. Imagine going to a conference and saying, hey, oh yeah, you guys are talking about childhood hunger. Yeah, I just built a program with Kaiser Permanente on childhood hunger. Wait, what? What'd you say? Exactly. That is the response. Like, who? Kaiser trusts you enough to work with you? Tell me more. People are going to always have that reaction. Tell me more. Because in order for entities like that to want to work with you, there has to be some oomph and some truth and some evidence in what you have to offer. And that is the power of our Contracts Collab community, because we are able to get you into the proximity of power, the proximity of those who have the power, who have the influence that you need to leverage for your next contracts or grant. We bring you all together on our AI-powered collaboration platform and system, and we show you how to put your brains together so that you can create products and services that the government is going to be screaming and clamoring and desiring on all fronts. And the public is going to also want to pay you for it. In one of our next episodes, I'm going to talk about the infinite profit path. The infinite profit path. Everybody that gets into the space, you need to be telling yourself that I'm working towards an infinite profit path. I'm going to do God's work, for sure. I'm going to do God's work. But the rewards of God's work is infinite profit if done strategically and if done well. So I want to make sure that you guys know and you understand it. But step one is maximizing AI-powered collaboration. If you are not maximizing that, if you are not doing that right now, then you need to change trajectory. You need to change your business strategy, because this has to be a fundamental core for your business. Growing one client at a time is no longer an option. Growing one client at a time is no longer an option. You are not going to grow quickly, and you are not going to keep up with the pace of inflation. Those bills be stacking. Let me take off my professional light for a second, and let me be real. Those bills be stacking. Those bills continue to accumulate, and you're like, how did this bill get added? You had more kids and they asked for more stuff. I'm thinking about my kids while saying it. You have more kids and they ask for more stuff. They need more things. They need more resources. You need them to have a good life, because we're doing this to have a better life than what we had growing up. My parents did what they could. I immigrated to the United States. I had nothing coming here. But my parents brought us here in order for us to maximize the education that we're receiving so that we can build something worthwhile. And now that my kids are born here, I want to make sure that they have a childhood that they can remember and say, wow, my parents really gave me everything. But everything costs money. It costs money. Inflation, like everybody's so pessimistic right now, talking about the recession and this and that and this and that. And I'm just like, you know what? That, if it doesn't light a fire under you, that I have to find a way that's going to exponentially position me to grow. I have to find a way that's going to position me to grow faster, grow wider, grow deeper, add more revenue streams to my company, revenue streams that for some of them, they're on autopilot. We'll talk about more of that later on. But these are just to tell you that it is possible. It is possible. And AI-powered collaboration is providing a platform for us to do that. So I want you to get into demo day. I want you to join us live. I want you to see us break down this process deeper than we even talked about today. Wow. Wow. That episode was amazing. Those strategies were amazing. When I tell you that every day we get together as a team and we think about what can we teach you, what can we expose you to so that your businesses can thrive, you can exponentially grow the way we know God wants you to grow. And even if you don't believe in God, that's okay. You still deserve to grow exponentially. And that is why we bring you these episodes every single week. But you don't have to stop there. You need to join us in our next demo day. In Demo Day, we break this down even more. We show you how to go from government contract and grant to an infinite profit path. We show you how to take those same opportunities and maximize your revenue streams. We show you how to leverage the influence and resources of large corporations and other experts in diverse disciplines so that you can go after these opportunities and have a higher win rate. And not only winning the contracts and grants, but making even more revenue on the back end and the front end. So join us in our next demo day. Click the link below and we'll see you there.